day 0. Hey everyone, hopefully you're doing well today. It's been a long time. I want to say, my last video was probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. No, not 2 years ago, but definitely a year and a half ago, around that time. Wow, it's hot in my car, holy smokes. But what's it called? Yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well. This video is kind of going to be an explainer video, kind of where I've been, what I've been doing, what are the plans for this channel moving forward. And yeah, so it's going to be an interesting video. Definitely not going to be a highly edited video. As you can see, it's going to be one of those where it's like just me in the car or wherever we stop. If we end up stopping, I'm not really sure yet, but it's going to be one of those videos. Shout out to Sam Sulik for giving me the idea of this long form type of content. Super hot in the car. I got to get my AC fixed. This is ridiculous. But let's see, where do we start? It's been, like I said, a year and a half of not recording, of kind of being MIA. And during that time, I was an NFT YouTuber, right? That's, I guess, what I would consider myself as, just a YouTuber talking about, NFTs and cryptocurrency. And if you don't know who I am already, I'll reintroduce myself. My name is Luis Angel Cordova, known as NFT Verse on YouTube. I've probably changed that username handle by now, but that's what I was known as previously. Some people may know me as Angel. Angel's actually my middle name, not my first name. So yeah, that might be another surprise for some people. But yeah, so it's nice to meet you all. If you haven't met me before, and if you were a previous viewer of this channel, welcome back. Hopefully you've been well. I've missed you. It's been a long time. And I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. It's been a while. I'm a little rusty at these things. Let's see. I ended up stopping making content close to around the end of the 2021 to 2022 NFT cryptocurrency bull run. And during that time, my thinking process behind that decision was, it just didn't feel right. And it felt dirty in a sense. I don't know if that's the right word, but it just felt all about money. It was all about money. It was all about how much money we were making, or how much money, this NFT could flip for, so on and so forth. I genuinely enjoyed, the art and some of the aspects of the space, but for me personally, I feel like it became something that didn't feel right with me. So from that point on, I decided to, kind of go out. I ghosted. Basically, I ghosted. That's what I essentially ended up doing. I definitely ghosted. Probably not the best thing to do. Definitely not the best thing to do. I've not only done it with, YouTube. I've done it with friendships, relationships in the past. I don't know. It's something internal that I don't even have figured out yet. It's a terrible habit of mine that I need to end up changing, because for sure you guys deserve an explanation of like where I've been and what decision that I was going to make from that point on. But I don't know. I felt like making a whole video of like what the plans are next, when I didn't even know what the plans were at that time, like what I'm going to do with this channel, what content I'm going to end up posting. Man, am I going to be able to get on the right side of the highway? Let's see, one sec. Let's see if I can figure this out. With no GPS, am I going to be able to do it? I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, I didn't feel like making a video at that time. I don't know, it just didn't feel right at the moment. And from that point, I ended up going straight into, like the state of limbo. I didn't really know what I was going to do after, NFT YouTuber. I didn't go to school immediately. After I got out of high school, I went immediately to just like work mode, content mode. And that's what I was doing for a long time. I was doing that for a while. And after that, I decided to go to a coding boot camp. I've always been a person who... One sec, let's see if I can get on this right highway. My bad, everyone. I've always been a person that has enjoyed computers. I've always been involved with computers my entire life, and I thought a transition into coding was a pretty decent, move. I just didn't realize at the time, after I completed the boot camp, it was definitely a great educational experience, and it was very challenging, very challenging. It was like a 4-month boot camp, and you would wake up super early. I had to drive extremely far just to go in person, and that drive was honestly harder than the actual actual boot camp itself. But at the end of the day, it was extremely rewarding. But once again, I didn't feel purposeful. You know what I mean? I didn't know if I wanted to do coding for the rest of my life and just become a software engineer. And you're going to see that as a pretty common theme in this video, where right now, and especially for the past year and a half, 2 years, I've just been in the process of finding purpose, and that's not to sound scary or anything, but in reality, I'm trying to figure out what in life makes me personally happy and what I want to pursue and build for in my life. And I still feel like I am searching for that. And let me see if I could put my ND filter a little bit higher so the lights aren't too bad. Hopefully that's not too shabby. But that's what I've been doing for the past couple of year and a half, 2 years. I've been trying to search for what I've been wanting to do. And once again, sorry if this is just a total ramble video. I'm sweating. I'm drenched in my car right now. My AC is not working. But I felt like just talking. And yeah, so I've been trying new things, and I feel like in your early 20s, that is kind of that's a part of it. You're a young adult. You're figuring out what you want to do, what makes you happy, what direction you want to pursue for the rest of your life. And it's not saying that can't change, but I feel like figuring out that during this time is incredibly important, because I don't want to be in my 40s or 50s and come to the realization that what I'm doing right there, or the direction I took in my life, was the wrong choice. So I've been trying a bunch of new things, dabbling into little things here and there, trying to figure out what it is I want for my life. One of the things I stumbled into was volunteering. There was a point during, I want to say, the past year that I was very, very lost. I was very lost. And I had no sense of direction. And that's not a good feeling to have. It's definitely not a awesome feeling, for sure. But I think it's necessary in some cases to feel that. And if I didn't feel it, I wouldn't have stumbled upon this. But I've started volunteering. Started volunteering at a nonprofit a couple months ago, and it's been a wonderful experience. An experience where I feel like I'm actually providing a positive contribution to the world, which is a very nice feeling to have, and the feeling that I've been searching for the past couple of years. And it's inspired me to start this new series. This series that should be on the title of this video, the very beginning of it. It's day 0. And it's going to be the journey of building out a nonprofit. That is what I want to do with my life. That's the direction I want to take. And this is what I want to put all my marbles into, right? I want to put all the chips on the table and push 100% to this, just like I was doing when I was creating content for YouTube, or doing my things when I was back in sneaker flipping. I want to have that same level of drive, that same level of energy with this. And I feel like once I've picked and chosen this, I'll be able to do that. And yeah, so that is the idea, right? To build out a nonprofit. And I have no idea whether this is going to succeed or fail. But in the meantime, I'm going to be documenting and showcasing the entire thing. I'm going to be posting content hopefully every single day, showcasing to you the behind the scenes content of what it is and what it takes to build a nonprofit. And I'm really excited for it because I believe at the end of it, we can have something really special. I've always heard in life that you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, right? And we're going to be taking this shot. We're going to take this shot, and hopefully, like I said, by the end of it, we have something special and something that actually provides a positive contribution to the world. So I'm really looking forward to that. Really, really, really. And hopefully you all are here along for that ride. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. So that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. And this is the direction I want to take the channel in, right? This is day 0, the very start of everything. And it's just to show you that something from such a small idea or an inspiration can hopefully lead to something really special and really great. Now, before we get to day 1 or anything like that, I feel like there's 2 things we need to establish, right? There's two things. First, I need to get a good grasping and understanding of how a successful nonprofit operates. I'm not going to be starting this immediately, like out the gate we've created a nonprofit. No, that's not how it's going to work. Like I said, I have to gain a good understanding of how a successful nonprofit operates so I'm able to apply the knowledge and skills that I learned there, right? Learn the ins and outs of it and hopefully apply to the nonprofit that I want to create. So that's 1. 2 is we have to choose a cause to build our nonprofit around. And for me personally, something that I feel that I hold very deep in my heart, and that holds very close in my heart, is parents raising their children. And more specifically, single impoverished parents raising their children. I want to give those children the best shot at life, and I feel like throughout my entire life, throughout my childhood, I've understood the importance of being raised and surrounded by love and what that does to someone. And I want other children to experience that very same feeling and have the same opportunities, or at least a better situation and better opportunities that they're currently served with. Now, I'm not sure. I have no idea how I'm going to help them just yet. I don't know. But like I said, that's the point of this video. That's the point of this journey, is to showcase to you that inspiration, that cause, and the idea to help it can hopefully develop into something pretty awesome that actually does provide service to it. And some of you may be thinking and asking, like I said, why not just start it immediately? Why not just start the nonprofit immediately? And there's a couple reasons. There's a good amount of reasons. I feel like on both cases, both sides of that argument, you can, have reasons as to which one is better. For me personally, I want to make sure that the nonprofit that I create has a good starting foundation and not starting from something fragile. Since we are dealing with people's lives and impoverished people, I want to make sure that we're readily available for them and have a strong, stable foundation where we're always there. I always think of this, I'm not sure if this is a good metaphor or reference, it might not be, but I always think of, like, let's say LeBron James, a person who has been so readily available throughout his entire career and has always been there for his teammates, right? That availability is just as good or even more as important than his actual skill. His foundation is so, steady that it allows people to rely on him. And I want to have that same idea applied to the nonprofit that I want to create. So that's what I'm thinking about. And it's also a beneficial thing too, because while I'm learning and documenting, hopefully we're able to grow an audience, where we have people actively watching, and once I do end up launching it, we have like a springboard we can go off of, you know, and something that we can immediately start taking off, and we can start running from that point. Sorry about that. My camera, I think, overheated. I'm overheating right now. I don't know if you could tell. You could probably tell throughout this entire video that I am absolutely drenched with sweat. But like I was saying, this whole process of, I first need to crawl and walk is going to be that process of me learning the ins and outs of a successful nonprofit, as well as learning about my cause and learning deeply about my cause and having knowledge surrounding that. So when the time comes, I'm ready, So I'm really excited for that. I've also gone back to school, by the way. This is a little sidetracked. I've gone back to university. I'm currently a university student. I'm doing a major in economics and a minor in computer science. I feel like I chose the major in economics because I want to learn how money flows, how money works, and also learn the behavioral economics of, nonprofits, as well as like how everything works in that regard. So I feel like I'll be able to gain, I'm still in very early stages of my degree, but I feel like I'll be able to gain some really good expertise, or knowledge in that regard, where I'm able to apply it to the nonprofit as well. And yeah, that's kind of the update, to be honest. That's kind of the update at the moment. All right, we finally touched back down at a little restaurant here. It was so hot in my car. I was about to die in my car. I think I would have died for sure. And my camera was overheating too, so that was an issue, so it kept cutting out. Still kind of new at this, as you can see. This is not how I traditionally used to record, but we'll get better. It's day zero. I'm thinking if I had anything else left to say. Well, I'm going to be posting this content on YouTube and via long form, right? So this is going to be like YouTube long form content, and then Instagram via short form. But for the most part, that's it. That's day zero right there, and I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope you're here for the ride, and I look forward to see where this goes. And this is going to be the journey to build out a nonprofit. That's going to be the thing. So I'm really excited, and hopefully you are too. And I'll see you for the next day. Do I have anything else left to say? No? God, talking to a camera will never not be weird, especially when you're in a public place. I'm trying to think. No? Is there anything else? I think we're good. People are looking at me a little funny, but it is okay. It's okay, right? Is it okay? I don't know. I don't know if it's okay to film in public like this, but we're going to have to. We just got to be considerate of others. Yeah, I think that is it. Day zero is complete. Hopefully you all are here along for the ride. Make sure to subscribe here on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. That'll be linked down in the description below. And if I'm posting on any other socials, they'll be down there below. And my camera ran out of battery. So that's another nice one. Camera ran out of battery. That's a new one. That's a new one too. It's usually hooked up to my computer when I record videos, but since that's not the case, now I need external batteries. So that's something to think of too, Lewis. Yeah, so be patient with me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Day zero is complete. Day one is tomorrow.